Hey everyone, my name is AJ. I've been designing and building websites in Framer for a very long time. I actually built a product called StackFrame that allows you to use Framer custom Framer components to build web apps inside of Framer. Which means when I say web apps, I mean integrating features like user authentication, user profiles, and more. So what I wanted to do was create a series where I walk through what Framer is, how you can use it to build websites and what I'm going to do is just kind of go through a high level this video on what the product is. And then what I really want to show you after this video is kind of diving into actually building the web app that we're going to be building in Framer. And from there, we will start integrating StackFrame, which is the product I built, and then I can show you, essentially how quickly it is to get at least an MVP up and running for your product without having to write a line of code. So, without further ado, you're going to want to go ahead and go to framer.com, click Start for free, and then now I'm in my project dashboard. I'm going to click New Project, and I'm going to call this StackFrame Web App. Okay. So at the top left, you'll have your Framer settings right here, and this is dandy, right? I mean, I personally love the analytics part that you get. Um, Out of the box, which is great. You can also view your versions and a bunch of other things on here. Your components, whatever it may be. So menu right here. Inserts. This is something you might want to insert into your artboard or your designer right here. Framer has a ton of options to select from. And actually, gonna move this down here. So we have pages, which are essentially templates. Think of these as templates. So I could drag this in here and I can add it to page. And, Framer will go ahead and, drop this, templated website already in here for me and also add a tablet and iPhone option, which is great. But I don't want to do that. So we're going to Command Z. I'm going to go ahead and insert here again. Then we have sections. So same thing. You can quickly add a section, navigation, and menus. CMS is more along the lines of like blogs and like this is kind of like a little mini storage area for Framer, but doesn't really like have a ton of power. Fields, we'll dive into this later. Creative options, so they have Framer has some really cool custom options that you can add to your website. Media stuff, this is really cool. Especially if you want to add videos, they have built-in forms here and even like existing forms like loops. I use this for my newsletter. Calendly is a good one. Then we have like icons. I use feather icons all the time. Interactive, social, utility. You get the point, right? We have layouts here. So that's insert tab. Then we have the layout tab. So this is the tab I use the most. Honestly, I don't even click any of these because I have shortcuts, but I use frames literally all the time. And this is how you're going to essentially build your UI, right? So a frame, you can go ahead and center it. It's kind of like Figma if you guys have been in Figma before, the design tool. This is the frame options. And then over here, you're on the home page, but if you go in the layers, you'll see this frame right here. So, first frame, we can call it, right? And then down here again on this right column, these are all your frame options. You're gonna go through a lot of these throughout, you know, these episodes here. So I don't want to touch on this a lot. And then I want to explain this asset tab real quick. This is where you're gonna have your components, custom code on here, custom styles that you add to the file as well, which we will definitely do. And then we have a text. You can add text. Just click in here. Start adding text. CMS is a quick little shortcut. Again, probably not going to use that. Plugins. So this is actually like a huge, 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 huge addition to Framer this past year. Um, so they added like a ton of plugins that users can start integrating, and StackFrame isn't on here. Uh, that is because we would have to build it in a way Framer is asking us to build it in, and that would involve essentially starting completely over. So we didn't want to do that. So yeah, what we're doing, you can use these to increase, the overall look and feel of of your Framer website, but for the most part, and add really some really cool features. But for the most part, we're going to be using StackFrame to bring that those cool features out. So let's delete this. Let's delete this. Actually, no, I want to go through. Oh yeah, and then in the top right, we have these options. So we have um, you can set the default language here. We have site settings that you can quickly navigate to. So title, site language, site description, domains, redirects, forms, staging, plans. All this stuff is right here, also in Framer settings. Then we have, some analytics, publish our site to get analytics. If I want to publish the site, I click that, and now, it's generated a link for me. And if I go here, you will see that my, rectangle is live. Uh, we can add a domain. We can update if we make any changes. I can go ahead and invite people to this. I will be careful though. You will start getting charged for seats, I believe. So you don't want that. Uh, when I click play, this is, prototype mode. So I don't have to publish if I don't want to. And yeah, I use these settings a lot. I love the analytics, honestly, especially when you start seeing, people, actually visiting your website or web app soon. So that's another thing. Like if you build in Framer, analytics are already built in, right? So, with StackFrame, everything's a lot of it's going to be built for you. The database is built for you. All you're essentially doing is just dragging and dropping the features you want to add to your web app. So with that being said, I think this is a good place to stop. Nice little Framer overview. In the next episode, what we're gonna do is probably start building some of the UI and going through, some of these styling options, right? So I'll see you in the next video. Excited to connect with all you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about StackFrame or Framer below. Happy to answer them. And like always, please, please, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys soon.